Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors. I'm Alicia Richardson, broker owner of AMR Elite Realtors, and I have with me today.
I'm Mashana Perry, broker owner of Making Moves Happen Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina, and realtor at AMR Elite Realtors. And we have a special guest today.
Yes, we
Welcome.
do. Yes, we do. Miss Yessie Cordero is with us today, and she's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to pop into these questions because she got some good info for us today. How are you doing this morning, Miss Yessie?
I'm doing great, guys. My name is Jasenia Cordero, and I'm broker owner of Haven Bridge Realty in Charlotte, North Carolina. We are a property management firm here in Charlotte.
Yes, and I am so excited because right now the rental market is hot. It's a hot market. A
Mhm.
lot of people are calling me saying, "Hey, I want to rent," because they're not liking the interest rate to purchase and they want to rent. So we were like, let's get somebody on here to talk to us about this property management thing.
Right.
So we'll
Yeah.
get right into. So can you tell us about your company, Cable Bridge Realty, as far as what your company does and what your position is?
Okay. So again, I am the broker owner. Haven Bridge Realty is a full service property management firm based in North Carolina. We primarily help investors and owners professionally manage their rentals while helping tenants secure safe, clean, functional, quality housing. That's really our goal. Our focus is basically structured in performance driving management. Like our goal is to grow the investment for our investors, but we don't only collect rent. So we manage assets, we handle the leasing, the tenant placement, the screening, the maintenance coordination, compliance, fair housing, as well as financial reporting for our owners. And obviously the long-term asset management. So when the tenant's ready to buy or sell, we can either refer them back to their realtor partners that referred them to us, or we assist them with that as well as full service. And as the owner and broker in charge, I oversee operations, the compliance, our owner relations, and overall strategy and marketing.
Wow.
Wow, that's
That's good.
awesome.
That's
So, with
good.
that said, I'm sure our viewers want to know. So, what are some of the things that your company offers to renters, such as perks or any processes that can make things a little more seamless for them?
So we do have a rewards program for renters where if they do pay their rent on time, they get 5% back on their account for rewards that they can use for um, maybe buying a house in the future, right? And that's our goal, to establish that nest for them to go ahead and actually build wealth buying real estate later on. We don't want our renters to be there forever and be renters forever. Our goal is for them to become homeowners. Um, and things that we offer, our goal is to be clear, transparent, and fast results. So we do offer online applications and screening. They can go on our website and apply right away. We have a tenant portal for our owners, our vendors, and our tenants. So everything can be done online. They can pay their rent online. They can submit maintenance work orders online. We do have a clear upfront criteria of how we work. Um, and of course, we have the maintenance coordination is 24/7, 365. So we are 24 hours on the maintenance side.
Love
And,
that.
and and we focus heavily on just fair and consistent screening. Everyone is evaluated using the same standards. We have a standard criteria that's on our website. It's fully transparent. We follow fair housing laws. We don't look at credit score specifically. We're more of a holistic approach to renting. We look at for things that would affect them paying the rent. So credit score is not something that we kind of focus on. We look at it as a whole approach. Um, and of course, at the end of the day, the property owner has the final say so on certain applications. But our goal is to be very fair and streamlined, and everything is standard on our website.
Mm,
Wow. I'm still stuck on 5% back for paying your rent on time.
right,
I mean, we always penalize people that pay late, right? We say, oh, you
Right.
have a 5% late fee on your lease agreement. So why not reward the tenants that pay on time? When people go on our website, it's called Casa Rewards on my website under the residence tab, and they can definitely take a look at that and log in.
Wow. And so you said you're only in North Carolina. You don't have any properties or any doors in Maryland at this time, because that
I'm
right there.
actually I'm actually in North Carolina and South Carolina. I manage in both states.
Okay. Yeah, that's an
But
excellent
Alicia,
perk.
we can definitely connect on the perks because we don't actually, it doesn't come out of the owner's pocket. It's actually a program that we offer, and I'm more than happy to share the link with you after.
Oh wow. Yes, yes. Because that's an excellent perk. Okay. Just to know that you're renting, you always the conversation with our tenants are always, you're not getting anything from it. You're paying somebody else's mortgage. But
Yeah.
to know that if you're paying on time, it is benefiting you.
We
I
do
mean,
report to
that's
all credit bureaus, positive reporting. So if they pay their rent on time, it helps them build their credit.
oh
We
wow.
Mm-hmm.
report every month, monthly rent payments. Yeah. And we
That's
don't charge
excellent.
anything extra for that. It's actually included with you renting with us. So
That's great. That
Yeah,
is great.
great.
That is great. So we heard the good. We heard the goods, right? So what are some of the challenges with property management that the
mm.
tenants may not even be aware of that you would be, able to share with us?
So a lot of the challenges are people that rent from private landlords are not held to the same standard as property management companies.
That's very
And
true.
some people are like not aware of all the regulations and compliance that we actually have to go through.
Mhm.
Uh, Not only do we like abide by commission rules like the North Carolina NCREC, but then we have trust accounting regulations. By law, we have to hold deposits in a separate trust escrow account. We have to follow fair housing. We have to go for safe, clean, and functional. Like we have to make sure that the owners have that responsibility as well to provide that for our tenants. So we have to focus on making sure that the home is safe, right, and habitable. And then on top of that, we have to get insurance and vendor compliance from all of our third party vendors that we hire. So we have to, and then we have to request photos. We have to request that. And sometimes that can be a challenge because we don't want to invade tenants' privacy. But when we hire a third party vendor to go out to their house and fix something, we need to have proof of the repair. And people are like, well, don't be taking photos of my house. And I'm like, well, we kind of have to document everything. Like
Right.
our goal is to document, like, yes, not every maintenance issue is an emergency, but every request has to be logged, reviewed, documented. And then we have to like give that accountability to our owners and said, hey, these are the maintenance issues that happen. So that's one of our biggest challenges. It's kind of like the communication aspect and being in the middle of everything. And finally, I mean, even though our fiduciary is to the owner and we must protect the asset, we want to also be there for our tenants. Like we have to represent the tenants as well. So being in the middle of that communication is also something, that's a challenge because at the end of the day, we have to be fair. And that's our biggest thing. We have to be fair on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that is a hard place to be, because you do want to make sure, because the thing is, you want to make sure that you're able to get more tenants for
Correct.
your clients that are bringing in your rental properties. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you taking care of the tenants as well. And a lot of
We
people
have
don't
to focus
realize,
on that.
yeah, a
We have
lot of people don't realize. To me, I feel it's best to rent through a property management company
Mm-hmm.
because you're covered. Like, it's you don't
Oh
have to
yeah.
have that individual argument with the owner when people come, oh, the landlord was a nightmare and they were blah blah blah.
Yeah.
If you got a property management company kind of in the middle, it works
we
better.
witness we witness everything like you said, like we have to put everything there, but we need to really be serious about our clients are the owners, but our customer is the tenant, and happy tenants renew and maintain the asset properly and keeps our owners happy. There are
Yeah.
three things that our owners will not tolerate, and I'm telling you that is one, messing with their money, so making sure that they get paid on time.
Right.
Two, having vacancy. Like our goal is to lease the home as soon as possible. And something that even though I've been in property management 15 years, something that I've always done is leasing. I enjoy leasing. And everybody's like, Jesse, but you're the owner of the company. I'm like, yeah, but I enjoy doing the leasing. I enjoy meeting new people and getting them housed, right? Getting them safe, clean, and functional housing. So if your home sits on the market too long and it's not priced accurately, the owner's going to be upset. And
Right.
lastly, maintenance. If we don't get them good pricing, good quality, good timing, the owners are going to be upset. So we do have to manage the maintenance side of things. So maintenance, leasing, and accounting are the three things that if we don't get them right, we're not going to have a long term client.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it gives them that extra layer of protection, like you were saying, Alicia, by choosing property manager versus going directly to the owner. So, with that said, I know we're talking about your company, but just in general, can you tell us some things that our tenants should be aware of when they are looking for a property management company to work with just to secure housing? Like, what are some of the
Yeah.
go to or things that they should be putting their antennas up to look for?
So I will say that fraud has been on the rise, and a lot of scamming has been going on. I don't know what's going on, so I will urge every prospect tenant to make sure that the house is listed by the correct person. You might see a posting on Zillow. Call the number, call the people first. Make sure they are real, right? Public records are accurate. If you can see a website with a property management company, call the number, verify. Make sure that they have some clear qualifications. The criteria is public. You want to make sure that everybody knows what the criteria is before they waste money on application fees. Why? Because a lot of people apply for 510 homes and they lose on application fees because they didn't know that maybe their credit wasn't up to par, or maybe they had a past due balance to a landlord or a previous eviction filing. And then guess what? You lost your money because a lot of application fees are non refundable. So if
Right.
the company cannot explain how approvals work, that's a big red flag. Make sure they have online systems, right? Because we want to be able to have secure payment portals. We want to make sure that they can go ahead and pay their rent online. Sometimes offices shut down due to weather, whatever the case may be. It's the fifth of the month, and guess what? If you can't pay your rent, you get a late fee.
Mhm.
Um, Make sure that they have written policies, even on their website. If it's in writing, it counts, right? Anything that's move-in standards, maintenance procedures, deposits. Make sure that you get that in advance before you're moving, and make sure that the whoever's doing it is licensed to do it. In
Right.
North Carolina, property managers must be licensed, right, in order to be managing property for others. Yes, a private landlord can manage their own property if they own it. So if you're going through a private landlord, make sure you check county records and make sure they are the actual owner. Now, if not, they need a license. And
Yeah.
how do they? And you also want to make sure that they can communicate with you. Um, Pick up the phone, right? Answer calls, emails, text messages. A good management company is going to protect both, not only the owner. It's going to protect residents and the owners, and they're going to have a structure in place.
Right. Right.
And I just wanted to say one thing to that as well, because like you said, some of these things that people will see on Zillow and homes.com may not be legitimate. And I do know of some people who,
Craigslist.
have
Right.
have fallen into that situation. And some people think they don't need an agent when they're looking for rental property, but it is good to have an agent that would assist you with your rental as well, because these are some things that we do as agents. We check, confirm the validity of the listing. We have that communication, as well as, yes, he said, like verifying that the property management is correct. So these are things that your realtor partner, is going to do for you when you hire them for the service. So I'm
Get
just,
a
Yeah.
realtor, guys.
yes,
Property management companies compensate the realtors as well for
right.
giving them either property owners or tenants. Yes, it's not as high of a commission as a sale, but guess what? You're building that relationship with that property manager. You can go ahead and send referrals, and you can actually verify that it's an accurate property management company that's managing the property, and that's going to prevent scams.
Yes.
Not and for both sides, I say that to the owners as well. Work with a realtor. Why? Because a lot of people like to impersonate that they're the ones leasing your house, and then you have squatters.
Yeah.
So work with a realtor
Yeah.
partner for sure.
Yeah, that is, I think the rental market has more scamming going on than anything I have seen. And I
Guys,
have been,
I
called by someone.
understand.
Yeah, I've been called by someone that's saying, "Oh, these people just came in here and told me we got to get out of the house." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they said, "Well, I didn't know that the person that rented it to us wasn't the owner. They were like popping locks because people had moved to another
Yeah.
area and just left the house, and they were popping
Yeah.
locks and changing them and renting them out to people and collecting rent, and then they disappear." I said, "This is crazy." So
Yep.
you
And some
really
people will
never
take
know.
photos online from other property management companies and post it as their own. Facebook
Yep.
Marketplace, Craigslist.
Yep.
Just double check. I mean, does the sign match the number on file. Like a lot of for sale, like for rent signs have a phone number. Get that phone number, go online, search it up, and that's a big deal. And like you said, fraud is rampant, man. I'm dealing with that on a regular basis.
Yeah, yeah. Because you also want to make sure the person you're talking to is the actual owner of the house. So you need to pull public records and say, I'm meeting this person. Is he the owner? Is she
Yeah.
the owner? Because that's been happening too. It's
Or the
really,
representative, right? Like, are you
yeah,
the property management representative? Because that happens as well. Like, I'm on my website all over the place, and I'm also on social media. And sometimes I would market for other property management companies, but I specify like this home is with this company in partnership with. So
Mhm.
that way they can be aware of the correct property management company, leasing office, or even owner. Like sometimes our owners just want tenant placement, and that's fine. We have to specify that on our ads, like, hey, we're just doing a tenant placement for this specific owner, and ownership has been verified. So it's a big deal for sure.
so back to Mashana's point, get a realtor. Get a realtor, a real estate agent, a professional in the industry, okay,
That knows the
to
market.
assist
Yep.
you with acquiring a rental property. All right.
So, and
So
something
I
else that I want to include is that the realtor might even help you negotiate for you. Like if they see something like the home has been on the market too long,
That's
do
true.
you have any move-in specials? Do you have any reductions? The realtor will negotiate that for you. So
This
it's
is
always good
true.
to have.
This is true. And so, with that being said, you get into the whole security deposit thing, okay? So,
Ooh.
when tenants are moving out of a property, okay, what can they do or what should they be doing to assure that they can get their security deposit back? Because that's always a big argument, too.
So
Mhm.
I want to be clear, and it starts with the move in, right? It doesn't start with the move out, and I'm gonna get into the move out, but it starts with the move in. It starts with the move in because you have to make sure you document everything. On the tenant's perspective, you go into a property, you view the home, you fall in love with the place. You don't look at the minor things, and some things don't arise until the first week that you're there, right? I will say this. We require a move-in checklist to be turned in within 7 days. Why? Because 7 days is going to give you time to look at the cracks of the
Mhm.
house. Of you're going to be able to use all the HVAC systems, the shower systems, the water pressure, things that go wrong with the property at move-in, right? So make sure you fill out your move-in checklist. We always hand it to people, and some people forget and they never give it to us, and then you're held responsible for any damages, plus wear and tear. So
Right.
do a move-in checklist, document with photos, make sure your photos are time stamped. And this is just the beginning, right? Make sure that you keep record of it. And if you can provide an email in writing to your property manager or owner, specifying the current condition of the property that you got it in. Yes, some things are cosmetic, and we just notate them for to avoid the tenant to be charged, right?
Mhm.
And some things do require maintenance intervention and require them to get fixed right away. So we like to separate those things from cosmetic to maintenance required in that moment in time. Now, when it comes to the move outs, to maximize the chances of everybody getting their deposit back, the tenant should provide written notice. That's one of the things on the lease, right? You have to provide your 30-day notice. 30 to 60 days, it varies however the leases come in. Um, and the reason I say that is because they say, oh no, my lease ends on this date, and they don't provide notice, they just move out. Guess what? You didn't provide your notice, it's gonna hit your deposit.
Mm.
The second one is cleaning. Room clean. You don't have to be completely spotless. If you pay a professional, make sure you send the receipt to the property manager or owner. And I say this for carpets, okay? Carpets are a big deal. Get it steam cleaned. If you get a cleaner out, you don't need a professional cleaner, but if you do, get a receipt. Send them a picture. Notate that you left it clean in clean condition. I will say the nail conversation is a big deal because a lot of people like hanging things from their walls, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Hang everything from your wall. Make sure you patch it up with and move out. It doesn't have to be a complete paint from floor to ceiling, but it has to be patched up. Replace basic burned out light bulbs, batteries, and HVAC filters is a big deal because we require you to change your filter every 30 to 60 days, right? As the tenant, that's
Mhm.
your responsibility. When you move in, make sure the filter's clean. If not, the property management company will have to put in a brand new filter for you.
Right.
Uh, Remove all personal belongings. One of the 6 charges that the NC Rec says that we can take out of the deposit is trash removal. If you leave personal belongings there, you're going to be held responsible for that cost. And I will say it's more expensive than you taking it out to the dump or putting it on the
Right.
side and calling 311. That's in North Carolina. You can call 311 for free and they'll pick it up on your curb. Like, get the big items out: couches, mattresses. That's a big one. Sofas. And the last thing I will say, not every property management allows you to attend your move out assessment or your move out inspection. But if you're allowed to do it, attend it, because that way you can actually disclose what was there before and
What
what was there
happened?
after.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of companies don't allow it, but I mean, for us, we do schedule it and we let the tenant know and they can attend it. Like, they can walk it with us. And it's typically within the first 7 days of us receiving keys. And make sure you have a forwarding address. A lot of people don't give us their forwarding address because they think we're going to charge them. It's really to send you your money back.
Right. Right.
I'm just telling you, know the difference
Right?
between
Right.
by wear and tear and true damages. Like minor paint fading, that's wear and tear. A large hole in the wall, that's going to be considered damage.
Right. Right.
But that's about it. Like, to get your deposit back. I know I gave a lot of points to it, but
Mhm.
honestly, it's about giving your notice, because that's where I see the most. Like, people don't give the notice that they have to. They don't remove the large items, and I get it. It's a pain to like break down a bed or break down the sofa or appliances or things like that. Do it, because it's going to cost more if we
Yeah.
have to hire somebody to remove it.
So I got a question about that. So sometimes, or do you? Because I know some property management say no, but do you have landlords that sometimes say, "Oh no, I'm going to leave this couch and I want to leave this table," and then the person moves in with their personal properties in there, the owner's personal property, and when they leave, if that couch is damaged, they want to take part of their security deposit for it. Have you had that incident?
So I'm gonna be honest. My property management company doesn't like furnished rentals.
Yeah,
Why? Because we don't want to be held responsible for things that can be moved. Maybe
absolutely.
the tenant liked the couch too much and they took it with them. So no. Um, I
Mhm.
don't allow it because I don't want to be held responsible for personal belongings. However, I have heard and I've worked with companies that it has happened before. So what we do is include a disclosure. Hey, due to it being your personal belongings, if it's damaged, removed, gone, we cannot be held responsible for that. And we cannot charge for it. Why? Because as the structure of the property is what the only things that we can charge back for.
Right.
Damage to the asset, to the property. Now, I do have people saying, hey, they damaged my couch and I left it there. Again, back to the same disclosure. We told you, don't leave your personal items. If not, we are not going to be held responsible if they're damaged, removed, moved, changed. Because a lot of people, I had a lady paint a table white. It was a wooden table, and she painted it white because she wanted it to match. She left it there because it was there at move-in, and now it's a white table. And the owner was like, "Why did she paint my table?" I said, "Hey, it was changed. It could have been removed. She could have taken it with her, and we can't do anything about it because you agreed to leave it there."
But that has been happening a lot, that the landlords are like, I'm going to leave this here because they don't have space for it where they're going. No, you need to take it out. You
Yep.
need to take it out because there is always an argument waiting to happen.
It is. And then when we tell them that in advance, I'm like, hey, we put it in writing. You signed off. We actually verbally like emphasize this because again, a lot of people don't like reading a 20-page lease, a 20-page PMA. So we have to emphasize the points, right? And we specify. We say, hey, you're leaving a table, a couch, and a bed frame. Just know that if you don't take it out before marketing, and we take photos and it's in there, it's included in the rent, and they can take it with them.
Right. It belongs to them.
For them, right?
And they're
Ab-
like, and sometimes they're like, yeah, that's fine, or no, it's not okay. Let me get it out, right? But we specifically for myself, we don't like having occupied items. Like we don't want to be held for that. Like we don't want to be
Yeah,
dealing
because
with.
it's just a headache. It's a headache waiting to happen.
Absolutely. So
Agree.
we have gotten so much good information about property management. We thank you so
Yes.
much for sharing all these golden nuggets today. So we got to know, how can we reach your company, and can you share with us for prospective tenants, how they apply for housing, your website, and all of that information?
Awesome, awesome. So prospective residents or owners can visit our website and apply directly on our website on havenbridgerealty.com. Every listing includes our qualifications requirements, our rental criteria, and our application instructions. We do operate in North Carolina and South Carolina. Okay. Applications do get a response time of 24 to 48 hours. We encourage everybody to apply our criteria. We're very standard on our criteria, and we also accept co-signers, guys. So if you don't qualify at this time and you get you a co-signer, we'll work with you. Um, we are fully bilingual, Spanish and English, the entire team. Um, we prioritize compliance, so just know that we look at the best interests of the owner and the tenant. And we actually see housing as a long-term relationship and a partnership. So we like to keep our tenants in place, and happy tenants keep a happy home. So stability
Absolutely.
matters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what's your website again?
havenbridgerealty.com.
Okay. And we
Okay.
will definitely
So
have
we'll
that
be sharing
posted.
that information. I'm sure you'll have a lot of people, especially in the North Carolina area. You guys need to look up Haven Bridge Realty for the 5% paid on time alone. Okay. That is like
Yeah,
such a benefit.
it's actually one of our top benefits, and a lot of people come to us as well for the credit reporting. They want to build their credit. With the rental history, we can go back up to 24 months if they can provide us, even though they didn't rent from us. If a new tenant comes and they bring a copy of their lease agreement, we can report it for the past 24 months and get some rental history under their belt. So that's
Well,
awesome.
that's awesome, and hopefully, eventually, she'll slide on down to Maryland. Well, not on down
I would
to
love
Maryland.
to actually share all the links with you, and maybe it can be a resource for you guys over there as well. Because
I
if you sign up
appreciate
with the
it.
company, they refer the clients to the realtors to work with them after they've accumulated up to 1% of the purchase price, guys. So, like, you get 5% back every month of your rent,
Mm-hmm.
and that actually converts to 1% of the purchase price. You won't even have to, like, sometimes it can be up to $4,000, $5,000 for a
That's
mid-range $400,000 house. So
mm-hmm.
it's an awesome thing. Like, housing is a right for sure. That's our goal, is to make sure that every renter is a homeowner, even if it's an investment. Because some
That's
Yeah.
people like
great.
to rent out of, like, comfort. So that's
Yeah,
also the option.
yeah, yeah.
Great
Well, we
information.
yes, we really, really appreciate you taking the time to be on here with us this morning. I mean, like I said, the rental market is up and coming and changing daily, though. It still is changing.
It
And
is.
even in Maryland, we've had some new changes to our rental guidelines, and it's just a lot to manage. And I try to tell everyone, get yourself an agent or get yourself a good property management company. And those are the things we need. And so,
And it was
as
such a pleasure, guys, to be here with you guys this
oh, it was a
morning.
pleasure having you.
Yes,
As
absolutely.
always, we like to thank everybody for tuning in this morning to watch us and to get all of this information from Miss Yessie. North Carolina is on lock, y'all. We got the North Carolina property manager, we got the North Carolina classes, we got North Carolina real estate broker on here. Miss Mashana, did you want to say anything about your classes that are coming up for you North Carolina agents?
Yes, so I am owner of Make It Happen Real Estate Academy in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we know June 10th is our mark where everybody has to get their CEs done. So we are going to be loaded up with CE classes starting in April. I have pre-licensing classes started. We'll have some post-licensing going up again before the end of the year. So all of your real estate classes that you need, definitely check out Make It Happen reacademy.org and get all your classes done.
Yep, everything right here for you on Coffee and Conversations with AMR Elite Realtors. As we always say, what are we, Mashana?
We are reliable realtors.
Providing exceptional service. No
No
need
need
to
to
go
go.
far.
Come on
Come
down
on
to
down to
AMR.
AMR. Thank you, everybody. Love you guys. Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.